for checking out this video. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I cover oily skin, hooded eyes, and beauty. Welcome back to my setting powder wars. Today is episode 4, and if you're watching this in the future, I will link all the videos down below for you. I will be testing out 10 drugstore setting powders for your oily skin, and for each of these setting powders, I will be doing an all-day wear test, a flashback test, a baking test, and just a light setting powder test. So let's get into loose powder number 4, and that's the Covergirl Professional Loose Powder. This silky fine loose powder makeup gives you a smooth and beautiful look and works to help keep foundation looking just right. For a beautiful finish and a soft translucent look, this is one powder that is a real pro. I tested this setting powder out for 2 days, and day 1 is my first impression, so let's roll the tape. Ooh, this one comes with a little powder puff. My experience with my last powder puff was not so great. This one is like a frayed cotton ball. I do still want to try this out. And then if I don't like it, I will be using my sponge because I do want to bake today. I want to see if this powder is good for baking. So as you can see, I have all of my makeup on, my brows, everything. I just need to bake. It kind of smells like menthol. It's weird. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. It says it's translucent, but it's almost like my shade, so I like how I don't actually see it on my skin. Like I don't see like a white powder on my skin, so that's nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of it on, let it bake, and I will be right back. While we're letting this sit, I definitely love the application of the powder puff. I just don't think that it's a great like touch-up powder puff, but either way, I do like it for initial application. Just gonna dust this off now. And of course, I'm just dusting all of the leftover all over my face to set my foundation. I did forget to mention that I concentrated my setting powder under my eyes where I put my concealer and my T-zone and just like my creases because I don't want anything to like crack or separate or anything like that. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like really quick. Here's my forehead, my under eyes, my nose, and my mouth area. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, set my face with my setting spray, and see how it looks afterwards. Okay, so I am all done with the rest of my makeup. Now let's go ahead and assess the situation. So I did bake, and I don't think that this is a baking setting powder. I think that it shows a lot of texture, pores, and I don't know about you guys, but do I look a little darker? Like, did it give me like a little tint to my skin? I'm not sure. It might just be me. I don't know. But let me go ahead and show you guys up close and see what's going on. My forehead, looking pretty good. Under my eyes. My nose. And then this is where I always have my texture problem. So right in here, I do see a lot of texture. It could be because I baked. So I definitely want to see how it looks at the end of the day when all of my oils come out. Hopefully it looks a little bit better. I'll be right back. Here we are 10 hours later. I've done a bunch of cleaning, so a lot of sweating was going on, and I also took a nap. So let's see what's going on my face. So looking at my makeup, it looks so good for being on for 10 hours. I don't see the texture that I saw earlier today whenever I first applied it. I do see that just a little bit of makeup has come off on my chin. Other than that, I think it did a really good job. My oils did come through, but I feel like it came through really nicely. It didn't really, I'm looking up close, it didn't really separate anything as far as I can see, but let's definitely do a close-up so you guys can see what's going on. And just really quick, it did, and I forgot to mention this earlier this morning, it did kind of accentuate some dry areas that I didn't know that I had, but it doesn't look bad. So let's do a close-up. Here is my forehead, in between my eyebrows, under my eyes, my nose, my smile lines, and then my chin area. I don't really see a lot of texture, which is great because as you can see, I've got a little pimple going on, or I guess the aftermath of a pimple because it was that time of the month. And my foundation did come off of my chin just a bit, but my makeup has definitely survived a lot today. Loving my makeup at the end of the day. Tomorrow, I'm definitely gonna be setting it just lightly with a powder brush to see if the application is a lot better, because in the beginning, this morning, there was just a lot of texture. So I will definitely let you guys know tomorrow. Today's day 2, and I've been wearing my makeup for about 10 hours now, and it looks so nice. It controlled my oils a little bit. It definitely instantly mattified me. Today, I just lightly set my makeup with a powder, with a brush, just a very light layer, and I think it did a really good job. My oils did come through. As you can see, I have not touched up or anything. I do think that it came through pretty nicely. So let's do a close-up so you guys can see what's going on. Here is my forehead, in between my eyebrows, under my eyes. The foundation stayed on around my nose, my smile lines, and then my chin. Let's ignore that little scab there. It looks really, really nice. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. So overall, I do think that this is a really good setting powder, especially for $5. I do wish that I got a lighter shade. I got the shade Translucent Light, and normally when it comes to foundations, concealers, anything with pigment, I always go for light because that's the one that matches me. So I went for the light translucent shade for this one, but it was just a little dark. So I think that I have to go for the fair shade. And I just think it's weird that it's called translucent, but then it has like different shades. So I think that's a little weird, just because, I mean, I feel like it definitely made my face look a little bit darker. Some people did say that they thought that the powder oxidized their foundation, but I don't find that that was the case. I just feel like when I initially started putting it on, I noticed it was just a little bit darker, and I don't think you can see it on camera. I think it looks fine on camera, but in person you can definitely see the difference. And I'm just looking at my viewfinder just to make sure what I'm saying is correct. I don't think you can see it on camera, but again, in person you can definitely see it. Also, if you're gonna have a shade range, I think that you should just expand the shade ranges just a bit. I know that when it comes to setting powders, you don't need to have 50 different shades of setting powders, but I definitely think that they need to add just a little bit more darker tones. I think it just goes from like fair to medium, and I don't think that it goes any darker than that. So if you're gonna have a shade range, add some darker shades. I definitely don't think that this is a baking powder, but it is great for a setting powder. It mattifies your skin instantly. It doesn't control your oils all day, but I honestly think that my oils came out and just kind of mixed with the powder beautifully. One thing is that this powder does smell like Noxzema. And if you're around my age range, you might know what Noxzema is. I don't think that they sell it anymore, but I forget. You could get it like at a drugstore, and it kind of smells like Vicks. So, I mean, I guess that's what you can kind of compare the smell to if you don't know what Noxzema is. This smell does not linger. You only really smell it whenever you put it on, and then it goes away. So you don't really have to worry about that. It's just that initial application smell. So because the setting powder is translucent with some pigment to it, I wasn't nervous about a flashback test. So here is the picture. As you can see, no flashback at all, so that was pretty good. So even though I did do just a very light setting application, I do still see that there's powder on my face, so I don't think it's crazy bad. I don't think that it looks heavy or anything like that. You can just see that I do have powder on my face. But other than that, I think it's a really good powder, especially for the $6. So let me know down in the comments below, have you guys tried out this powder? Do you like it? And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks. Bye.